and welcome to NAFDAC and Your Wealth. My name is Tosin Omolaja, and here's where we bring you up to date with NAFDAC's activities with regards to its mandate of safeguarding the health of the nation. Thanks for joining us for another insightful edition of the program. The task of keeping Nigerians safe requires a multi-pronged approach: incessant monitoring, world-class scientific oversight, and indeed highly skilled workforce. NAFDAC, as the regulatory agency of government, takes this responsibility very seriously and continues to deploy strategies that deliver on this mandate using international best practices. To do this most effectively, the Director General of the agency had to decentralize the agency's operations.
There was a lot of heavy pulling or heavy weight lifting, whatever, in the center. Registration of foods, mid 2018. It used to be all central, meaning, central, Abuja, Lagos still have to approve. But because we now have directors in the zones, we decentralized so that the approval of foods can now be done at the zonal level. They don't need to send it to the director in Lagos to approve, because we now have directors in the zones. The Lagos State Office was created because of the size of Lagos. EFSAN itself, the core office, does a lot of food approvals and so on, but we separated many of the items for Lagos State Office to take care of. So based on the size of Lagos, that office is very, very busy. That is the LSO office. So now it is not just that you can register at the zones. Now we have a Lagos State Office aside from the central office in Isolo. To generate, interest, to create more awareness, to create more opportunities for people to register.
Restructuring its operations and creating new directorates or strengthening erstwhile units of the agency has indeed transformed the agency into a world-class regulatory agency, allowing for ease, speed, transparency, and effectiveness.
The exponential increase in the scope of activities and the emerging challenges made it imperative for us to create additional directorates. So in 2019, in order to meet up with these challenges, the agency approached the Office of the Head of Service to restructure the agency. So at the end of the day, the agency was restructured into 18 directorates, and we also have 6 zonal offices that cater for activities at the zonal level. This restructuring has impacted positively on the agency, especially on their activities. For instance, we upgraded the zonal offices to be headed by director. Prior to this time, most of our products are registered in Lagos. But with the current trend of encouraging the MSME, we saw the need to decentralize the registration of our products. So the zonal offices were strengthened and are now headed by directors. So such MSME products are now registered at the zonal level. Apart from that, other products that did not even fall within the MSME are usually also registered in Lagos. Prior to this time, we used to have one directorate that is responsible for this registration. That is the Registration and Regulatory Affairs Directorate in Lagos. But with restructuring, the directorate was split or was divided into 2, so that we now have food registration and regulatory affairs that cater for food. We also have drug registration and regulatory affairs that cater for pharmaceuticals, herbal medicines, and cosmetics. This has impacted positively. We've reduced the timeline when it comes to registration of products, and many people are able to register their business within the certain possible time and go to the market.
Despite the pandemic and its limitations to the economy and social interactions, the agency did not only remain effective, carrying out its regulatory functions, including doing so virtually,
More producers of regulated products were brought under the regulatory umbrella of the agency.
You would not believe how many people, how many applications came into the system. For us, we are very happy about that. And you know why? Because they are involved in so many NAFDAC regulated products that if you do not control, can cause a lot of problems for the users. A lot of us take Gary, for example, but you know, a lot of Garys that have been analyzed here, we find out that they have very high cyanide content, quite a lot of them. So we have the opportunity of trying to teach them or train them on why that Gary has high cyanide content, so that you don't destroy our people by making them take what is not right. If we were not controlling them, then you can imagine what would have happened.
In the Southeast Zone, as with other parts of the country, producers of regulated products are able to get their registration done without hassles, and this has greatly improved the quality of service of the agency, as well as enhanced the agency's ability to consistently deliver on its regulatory mandates.
You know, in the Southeast, we are known for self-employment. A lot of our people prefer to be on their own, and a lot of them want to manufacture one thing or the other, which is good for the economy. It is also good because people are employed. They have something doing. So there'll be no time for them to grow into criminal activities. We have keyed into the government's agenda. We encourage MSMEs to come forward to register. The agency has reduced the tariff such that it is easier for them to come in. So they won't say, oh, the amount or the cost is too much. And we are also letting them know they do not need any consultant, because a lot of our stakeholders believe they cannot go to NAFDAC by themselves and talk to the officers. Some believe the officers wouldn't even attend to them. But we are telling them that is not the issue. You are able to process your registration by yourself. We are there to advise, to inform. That is the job we are to do. So if anybody has any questions or anybody has any issues with registration, the person should talk to the state coordinators in the various states I mentioned earlier, and you could also come to the Southeast Zonal Office. We're at Federal Secretariat in Enugu. And we are also encouraging the MSMEs by ensuring that we meet with the 90 days registration, which was given to us by PEBEC. PEBEC is even saying we need to go to 60 days. We in the Southeast Zone aim to achieve it. We don't need to send certain products to Lagos, the MSMEs. Zonal approval meetings are held every month in the zone. State officers come to the zonal office where we hold the approval meetings. Notification letters are issued so that we do not keep the MSMEs waiting, because we know money is involved, they've invested, some may even want to export. There are so many little things that people may not even think you can make money from. But things like plantain flour, cassava flour, cocoyam flour, all those little things are produced by the MSMEs. Although some are sent to Lagos, but there are little things that are produced which will help our country and our people to earn an income.
Simply put, registering your foods, drugs, chemicals, and medical equipment products, irrespective of the scale of business, micro, small, medium, or even large enterprises, is a legal requirement. The whole point is to be able not to only account for the regulated products in circulation in the country, but most critically to ensure that they are made under the proper conditions and quality that guarantees the safety of every Nigerian. Beyond all these, registering regulated products also means producers can get high standard guidance from the agency to help not just improve the quality of such products, but indeed improve their chance of succeeding in the market. We'll take a short break now. Don't go away.
The MedSafety app is the latest reporting tool introduced by the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control in November 2020 as part of the Innovative Medicines Initiative project. The app is made available to the public in collaboration with World Health Organization, Uppsala Monitoring Center, Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency, UK, and National Agency for Food, Drugs and Administration and Control, NAFDAC. The MedSafety app allows users to track safety information of medicines, vaccines and other health products, report adverse drug reaction to a medicine or vaccine, and view data on suspected side effects. When you have received your COVID-19 vaccine, you can use the MedSafety app to report any adverse reaction or side effect you may feel. The app can be used by anybody, irrespective of whether you are a medical practitioner or not. You, your family and friends, everyone can download and use the MedSafety app to report adverse drug reaction. Just search for MedSafety on Google Play Store for Android and App Store for iOS. When using the app for the first time, the user needs to select his or her region, in this case, Nigeria, and also choose the preferred language of choice. The user will then be taken to the login page where you create an account by providing your email and password or proceed as a guest. To create an account, you are required to provide the following details: reporter type, example, physician or pharmacist, as well as their name and email address, password with at least 9 characters with 1 uppercase letter and a number. Read the privacy statement and accept. Once you are logged in, the user is presented with a number of tabs, which includes news, products and watch lists. Under the Report tab, the user can report a new suspected adverse drug reaction ADR. On opening a new report, the user is prompted to input patient details, which include initials, sex, and date of birth. The user is then required to input details of the suspected medicine. These include suspected medicine name, other drug details such as strength, batch, dosage details. Multiple suspect drugs and concomitant drugs can be added at any time. The report can be saved and completed at a later time. A saved report can be found on Pending Reports and can be continued by clicking on the report and continuing from where the user stopped. Enter reaction details, reaction date and outcomes. Multiple suspects' reaction can also be added. Also, further details about the report can also be included, such as did the reaction cause prolonged hospitalization, disability, congenital anomaly, or birth defect, life-threatening results in deaths, and so on. Finally, you can also add details of any relevant medical history before submitting the report. The user receives a message on the app confirming submission and an acknowledgement in the mail for submission. Reports can be created and saved without internet connection and be sent whenever internet connection is available. The product tabs show all medicines in the NAFDAC list database. It's easier to navigate to a drug or vaccine of interest, and this data is obtained from the WHO Uppsala Monitoring Center. User can also add products of interest to their watch list to get the latest information on the drugs. All products added to the watch list can be viewed in the Watch List tab. The News tab displays drug safety information by NAFDAC. This is usually up to date with drug safety information. Registered users can also edit their profile or change app settings. For more information on the app, please contact the National Pharmacovigilance Center (NPC) at NAFDAC headquarters, plot 2032, Olusegun Obasanjo Way, Wuse Zone 7, Abuja, or call 09290511110 or send email to medsafetyapp@nafdac.gov.ng or pharmacovigilance@nafdac.gov.ng.
Welcome back. If you are just joining in, you're watching NAFDAC and your health.
In the South-South zone, the agency activities are also run to ensure optimal service delivery regardless of the scale of business.
At the ports, seizures are being made and perpetrators prosecuted and their illicit merchandise destroyed.
South-South zone consists of 6 states. We have River State, Cross River State, Akwa Ibom State, Bayelsa State, Delta State, and Edo State. And we have various activities related to NAFDAC mandates that we carry out in South-South zone. For example, we have 3 ports in South-South zone. We have the Warri port. We have the Port Harcourt, on a port in Port Harcourt, that's River State. And then we have the Calabar port. The Calabar port mainly for food products and other products aside from pharmaceuticals. Then Port Harcourt, yes, pharmaceuticals coming. And then we have the Warri ports, other products too, aside pharmaceuticals. Our activities at the port have been very fruitful in terms of our regulatory and enforcement activities. And we've had a lot of collaboration with the landlords of the port that we know that are the Nigeria Customs Services. They have been extremely cooperative with the agency. So many containers of tramadol through Warri that were seized and were destroyed recently. And then in the Port Harcourt axis, we've had a lot of spurious drugs, fake drugs intercepted, both the seaport and the airport, because in Port Harcourt is peculiar because we have 2 ports in Port Harcourt. We have the airport and we have the seaport in Port Harcourt, where things come in. That's what makes Port Harcourt different from the other states that we have ports in. So we've been able to have a lot of seizures through those ports, very fruitful seizures. And then we've had a lot of, how do I call it now, unwholesome food products. It's actually very sad that people are flooding this country with very unwholesome food products. And we have had a lot of those ones seized too. And they are the ones that we have to destroy immediately. Those are the fish, either because the fish gets spoiled somewhere and they smuggle it into the country, or maybe their storage facility, they had power outage and all that. And instead of them to say that, yes, this thing is bad, this thing is smelly, they should dispose of it, but because they don't want to make any loss, they still want to find a way of selling it into the markets. And one way or the other, we've been able to get these people and intercept them and get those products destroyed. We had a major destruction exercise like that took us about 3 days because there were so many containers. I can't remember, there's so many containers, up to about 10 or more of rotten fish that it took us about 3 days to destroy. So those are the various aspects of the port areas.
As a result of infusion on top-notch technology, collaborations with other government agencies, and indeed reports by concerned citizens, the agency has consistently stopped in their tracks merchants of death who continue to trade in fake, substandard, and unwholesome regulated products.
With the identification of a software that we use online to track the shipments of consignments that were destined for Nigeria. And through this tracking, we're able to monitor the movement of those containers. And when we realized that even the importers had gain information that we are monitoring them, we're able to see how they went about transloading those containers on the IC from ship to ship in order to change the identifying vessel that should bring the container into Nigeria.
Over the last 3 years, NAFDAC has made unprecedented gains in stopping the influx of substandard and falsified regulated products from entering into Nigeria, especially substances like tramadol. These achievements have been a result of interagency and international collaborations spearheaded by joint efforts of the Ports Inspection and Investigation and Enforcement Directorates of the agency.
When we talk about COVID, we've been working. We have not rested. I mean, we've been working. All through last year, when COVID was on, we were working. We were stopping people who were doing hand sanitizers, fake ones. Also, foods as well, water and the rest. Some of them do it out of greed. They want money. Some do it because of poverty. Some do it out of ignorance. But for the most part, we have come to understand that they do it because of greed, because of money. They don't care about the health conditions of other people. It's all about them, what they stand to achieve or what they stand to gain from the illegal enterprise. So as long as you have such people, we'll continue to have this problem. So you see, all this period you can see that we've not been resting enforcement, and we are carrying out more actions. We are going to be involved in destruction exercise. And even as I speak, there are a lot of operations that are in the works. So we are still working to see how, because we cannot, when our people are dying, they are killing our people, we cannot rest.
As part of NAFDAC concerted effort to prevent incessant food poisoning and to safeguard the health of the nation, the agency wishes to advise the general public to take the following precautionary measures in food handling. Chemicals are not food, so do not taste with your tongue. It is dangerous to health and it can kill. It is dangerous to cook your meat with paracetamol or any drug. It can damage your liver, kidneys, or other organs. Do not ripen your fruits with calcium carbide. It can cause cancer or damage the kidneys or liver. It is dangerous to use sniper to keep insects and other flies away from any food products. Cooking does not remove sniper. Do not consume any mixture or herbal preparation that do not have NAFDAC number. It could be deadly. Too much monosodium glutamate food seasoning that comes as cube or in sachet can be dangerous to your health. Do not add any chemical to food or drink to make it sour or improve taste. Safe food. Everyone's business. NAFDAC. Safeguarding the health of the nation.
COVID-19 is real. Please ensure you and your family follow safety measures as outlined by the NCDC. Stay away from crowded places as much as possible, and if you must be out there, please wear a face mask. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water, and ensure you use only NAFDAC-approved alcohol-based hand sanitizers. Taking the NAFDAC-approved COVID-19 vaccine is safe. It's our best bet of stamping out the deadly coronavirus. And don't forget to download the MedSafety app from iOS or Play Store to report any adverse reaction from the vaccine or any other medicine at all. See you next week. Stay safe.